Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we'll be reviewing the Honda Civic Si. This is probably the best car that you can get for $30,000. We'll talk about it in today's video. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the owner, Mason. He actually works here at the Larry H. Miller Dodge Ram in Sandy. He just purchased this car. So I'll actually include a link to their website in the description down below, but if you're looking for a new Dodge Ram, Jeep, or Chrysler, just make sure to ask for Mason. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Now, powering the Civic Si is a turbo 1.5 liter 4-cylinder that goes through a 6-speed manual. Fuel economy is 27 around town and then 37 on the highway, with power outputs being 200 horsepower and then 192 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, the new Civic is kind of boxier compared to the previous gen and it's a little bit more mature. Now we have really cool turn signal indicators with the new Civic. You can see the subtle SI badge there. Now Mason added this in after the fact. I think it actually looks really cool. It gives the car a more aggressive appearance. I mean, here's kind of like the centered on perspective. Look at that. That's cool. Now our tire wheel setup is 235 by 40 by 18 in the front and over in the rear. And with the Si, you've got completely blacked out wheels, which I think is really cool because it contrasts the white paint on this particular car very nicely. You have the blacked out mirror caps as well. And then look at the side profile. Again, this new style just looks so good. This of course leads us to the key fob where we've got our lock and unlock function. We've got the opening for the trunk as well. And then you can see the Honda logo there in the back. It doesn't pop the trunk open all the way, by the way, just partially. And good storage space here in the rear. Got the little tabs to throw down these seats as well. So again, the Civic is Honda's kind of like smaller car, but still does a good job. And then we'll plop that down. Really cool with the spoiler here on the back. And you guys can see the very sharp looking taillights and the Si badge. And it looks like this has an aftermarket exhaust. We'll kind of see what that sounds like a little bit later. But there's the rest of the rear. Now this leads us inside, and you can see we've got some cloth trim here. You can rest your arm. And then we do have cloth seats with the Si. Got some cool red stitching there though. And then popping in. Then your back here's good. I mean, it's a spacious car. The roof does kind of slope down a bit, but overall headroom's pretty good. Now this leads us to the front where we actually get some kind of like nice looking trim here at the top, and the cool part is the cloth. You've got the red and the black contrast. And then we've got all of our controls here for the windows, front to rear automatic. You got your mirror adjustments, blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. And then you got the Si badge right there. But yeah, really cool trim in the center of the front seat. It is manually adjustable. This is where you can see the 3-pedal layout because it's got the 6-speed manual. And then you can see with the red trim around the vent. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, again, you've got nice trim all around. You've got the red stitching there in the center. Practical controls here in the front, including for our cruise control, lane centering, volume, voice command controls as well. And then you've got the regular stocks here on the back. And then I think the gauge cluster is pretty cool with the new Civics. Yes, I know the fuel's low. But you can scroll through and see different bits of info, and you can see that we're actually pretty solid with the fuel economy. And then you do have the other side screen there too, so it's all really easy to use. And then you do get a little kind of like image there for the drive mode depending on what you select. Backup camera in reverse, pretty straightforward trajectory lines with it as well. And then as for the infotainment system, you guys can see here that you've got quick response time. We do have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay built in with this. Got some physical shortcuts on the side as well. And then the dash is actually soft touch. This just has a cover on it, but it is soft touch all across. And then you've got the cool vent design again with the red trim. We've got our climate controls down below. Heated seats for the front as well. Got some little USB ports down below. Then we have our drive mode select here, throw auto stop start, parking brake, brake hold, and then shifter for the 6-speed manual transmission. Reverse lockout's just all the way over, but really nice trim for the shifter head. And then you got some more storage here, same thing with center console, same thing with the glove box. And then this has a manual mirror dimmer as well as a traditional sunroof. So here's a quick look at the window sticker. And you can see the total original MSRP in this one, $31,500. Let's see how it performs. Okay, well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Pretty darn solid. And let us see how the Si performs. That exhaust definitely sounds deeper. That's kind of the big benefit of that, is you get a little bit of a deeper tone. And we'll actually just pop this into the sport mode. It's mainly going to help out with the powertrain. So first things first, I will say, I forgot how nice these Civics are. I mean, I just reviewed them the other day, but it was like a base model. Once you add just a few niceties, it's like a pretty much a luxury car. Transmission, of course, is fantastic. Honda knows how to make manual transmissions. It's very smooth and pretty easy to rev match. I don't know, actually, I can't remember if this has, I know that this Civic Type R has auto rev match. Yeah, it looks like this one's blipping itself. So I was gonna say, I'm doing a good job. It's the car. It's the car. I love how much power this has. It's like the perfect amount where you can feel like you're going fast, but you also don't feel like you're gonna be breaking the law anytime soon. It's really cool. Yeah, it's auto rev matching, that's for sure. Just wanted to make sure. Now the Civics do have rev hang, so it's kind of like a patience game when you go from one gear to the next. But it's not bad. It's just something that you gotta sit there and kind of be patient, you know, push clutch in, shift, and just kind of wait with the whole process. It does torque steer a little bit, right? The Type R kind of gets rid of all of that. The Si, it's not bad, but it's got a little bit of pull. It's got a little bit of pull. It's a fun car, though. It's a really fun car, and it sounds great with the exhaust. It's got a similarly deep tone to the Type R, so I think that's pretty neat, if you ask me. But we'll get another little acceleration here. That's pretty cool with the lights that indicate that you've got to shift. That's pretty cool. So, to sum things up, I think this drives well. It's got great suspension. The new Civic's very luxurious. It really does a great job when it comes to ride quality, and handling is also top notch. Here, I'll kind of show you guys a little bit here at this turn. It just, look at that, boom, turn in, wonderful. Just handles so well. So yeah, I put it all together and it's like super daily drivable, gets great fuel economy, it's fun to drive with this exhaust that sounds good for a 4-cylinder. Manual transmission is fantastic. You feel one with the shifter. That's the way that I would put it. So it's just a really, really solid combination, all things put together. Got another person coming behind. I think it should be fine too. So let me guys think about the Civic Si, but I think this is a really cool daily driver sports car with a manual, and it's only $30,000. I mean, $30,000 is still a lot of money, but you know, $30,000 and everything that you're getting with this, I think that it's a pretty solid value overall. But let me know what you think.